Welcome to the first episode of Muted Memoirs, where we dive deep into the messy, uncomfortable, and often unspoken corners of our life. I am your host, Dr. Tavleen Kaur, and today we are talking about the perfection trap, the mindset which makes us believe that we all need to be flawless and perfect before we try new things in life. This fear of making mistakes and looking foolish can hold us back from trying and growing in life. But what if we could see embarrassment as part of the learning process? So let us explore today how do we break free from this perfection trap and embrace our imperfections for growth. Have you ever spent hours crafting that perfect email only to delete it and start over because you thought it was not quite right yet? Or maybe you have spent hours writing that beautiful social media post, hitting backspace a zillion times before deleting it entirely. Or maybe you have spent hours clicking that beautiful picture, but you did not upload it because you thought it was not perfect yet. Maybe you wanted to ask a question in that meeting, but you remained silent, thinking the question was not intelligent enough. These examples from our everyday life is exactly where this perfection trap sneaks in and holds us back. It is that voice in our head, which says, "Hey, stop, you are not ready yet." And this voice can hold us back from trying and growing in life. I often ask myself, why do we listen to this voice? Because we are scared of messing up. We are scared of looking silly. But guess what? We all make mistakes, and that is how we learn. The more we wait for perfect moment to happen, the more this fear of imperfection grips us. We become so obsessed with this perfection that we avoid taking any action altogether. But here's the truth, my friends, that perfect moment where you feel completely ready might never come. How many times have you given up on those dreams or those ideas because that voice in your head kept telling you, "Hey, stop, you are not ready yet"? Let me make a confession with you. For an entire year, I harbored this dream of launching this podcast, Muted Memoirs. But I found myself caught in this suffocating grip of perfection trap. I kept telling myself, "You are not perfect yet. Maybe you need more time to perfect your content or perfect your delivery or maybe create a perfect setup." But with each passing day, this weight of missed opportunities grew heavier. I would see others start their journey, share their voice, connect with the audience, blossom in their journeys, while I remained stagnant. For an entire year, that voice in my head kept telling me, "Hey, Tavleen, stop, you are not ready yet." Until I decided to finally go for it, even if it is not perfect yet. And guess what? I'm feeling amazing today as I record the first episode of Muted Memoirs. I have learned that the more you try, the better you become at things. And this entire experience has been a profound teacher for me. It has taught me that success is not about doing things perfectly. Rather, it is about the determination to take the first step even if it doesn't feel perfect. And finally, when I have let go of this fear to this need to be perfect, I think I have found a new sense of creativity and freedom. I've also learned to embrace embarrassment as part of the learning process. And I have also maybe accepted the fact that things will not always go as planned, and that is okay. What is important is to take the first step, no matter how wobbly those initial steps may be. And one of my favorite quotes, which is embarrassment is the cost of entry. If you are not willing to look like a foolish beginner, you will never become a graceful master. This quote resonates with me very deeply. And I feel waiting for perfect moment has killed more aspirations than actual failure ever could. The cost of waiting, is not just the time lost. It is the untapped potential and also the opportunities that we miss out. Think about all those dreams and all those goals which were kept on hold because of this mindset. Projects maybe that could never see light of the day, skills that were never developed, and opportunities that were missed out because we were too scared to take the first step before we felt perfectly ready. The weight of missed opportunities is actually very heavy. Each day spent waiting is also a day we could have spent learning, growing, and moving one step closer to our dream. This reflection that time is precious is also a reminder of the importance of action over perfection. Imagine the cost of waiting: lost potential, unfulfilled dreams, regret that we could have tried when we had the chance. So let's embrace the fact that failure is not our enemy, inaction is. So, how do we break free from this perfection trap? Taking first step, even if you do not feel ready, is the key to break this perfection trap. Remember, everyone starts somewhere. Maybe your perfect actor or that perfect writer or your perfect chef or perfect speaker, they all started before they were being perfect. So the key is to take first step. Take it now, no matter how small or how imperfect it may seem. Remember, every expert was once a beginner, and every master had their share of embarrassing moments. Be open to the idea of looking silly at first. Each fall will become a lesson, and each mistake will become a part of your journey. So, the perfect moment is now, and do not let this fear of imperfection hold you from taking the first step. And I feel, just the way perfect person is a myth, so is perfect moment. Waiting for perfect moment keeps you keeps you, trapped in this idea that I am not ready yet. And while you are stuck in this loop, others have already started with their imperfections. Remember, it is in the trying, in the doing, that we find our way. So take the first step, even if you do not feel ready yet. Do not wait for the perfect moment because that is not real. Just take the first step, and you will be surprised at how far you can go. Thank you for joining me in the first episode of Muted Memoirs. If you like what you heard, subscribe and share it with someone who needs a little push to start their journey. And if you have kept anything on hold, start it today. Remember, we all have the power to break free from this perfection trap. So keep growing, keep striving, and do not be afraid of looking silly and foolish sometimes. This is your host, Dr. Tavleen Kaur, signing off And I'll see you in the next episode of Muted Memoirs.